Mega Metagross Raid Day is this weekend in Pokemon Go. Trust me, there are many reasons you don't want to miss this day. We're going to do a full event breakdown, a counter guidance strategy to take down Mega Metagross as easily as possible, and right at the end we will throw in some hidden pro tips that a lot of people are going to be forgetting. This is Mega Metagross Raid Day with Go With Us. Let's kick off with dates. Mega Metagross Raid Day is going to be taking place this Saturday, the 4th of October from 2 to 5 p.m. local time, so a 3-hour time frame, which brings about our new Mega Pokemon debut, Mega Metagross. Mega Metagross is a Psychic and Steel-type Pokemon originally coming from the Hoenn region as Metagross, but eventually it was introduced in the Kalos region. Let's have a look at those base stats very quickly. It has a max CP of 5552, which is very strong, an attack of 300, which is tremendously good, a defense of 289, which is... wow, it just keeps getting better, and a stamina of 190, which is slightly below average, but still, off the bat, a very strong-looking Pokemon. The fast attacks it has access to is going to be Fury Cutter, Bullet Punch, and Zen Headbutt. It's very important to mention that every Metagross you catch on this day will have a new fast move, which will be a new legacy move, which is going to be Shadow Claw, the Ghost-type fast move. The charge moves it has access to is going to be Earthquake, Flash Cannon, Psychic, and Meteor Mash, which of course will need an Elite TM. Bear in mind as well that Mega Metagross is our last Mega outside of Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y to full up our Mega Pokédex. It's rumored that Mega Mewtwo X and Y will probably come out during the Kalos tour next year, but I think it's most likely going to be Go Fest. Looking at its base stats as well as its moveset, we're going to see toward the end how good this Pokemon really is, but it's very good. Let's get those bonuses out of the way. The remote raid limit will be increased to 20 from Friday, October the 3rd at 5 p.m. all the way until Saturday, October the 4th at 8 p.m. and this is all going to be PDT time. Trainers will receive up to 5 additional free raid passes from spinning gym discs. Remember, if you don't do a raid the day before, that pass is going to carry over as well, so you should be able to do a total of 6 or 7. And of course, just like it is on every raid day, we get an increased chance of encountering shiny Metagross coming from these raids, and I believe that rate is going to be 1 in 10. What is stacking with these bonuses is still going to be the XP celebration event, which is pretty much going to give us 2 times catch XP for throwing nice, great, or excellent throws. On top of that, we're going to get an extra 3000 XP from winning these raids. We're going to show you at the end how powerful this really is from an XP point of view. And there will be a Mega Metagross Raid Day ticket for a total cost of $5. If you do want to upgrade your experience or really max it out, you're going to get an additional 8 free raid passes from spinning gym discs for a daily total of 14 or 15, an increased chance to get rare XL candy from these raids, plus 5,000 XP, as well as 2 times the Stardust from these raid battles. Great, details are out of the way, but as we move into our strategy and counter guide to take down Mega Metagross, what are some of the things we need to look at? And the first thing we need to look at is going to be its weaknesses. It takes increased damage from 4 different types, which is going to be Dark, Fire, Ghost, and Ground. So all those types are what we're going to have to use to take down this Pokemon. These Mega, Fusion, and Primal Pokemon are going to be the best to use. First up, we have Dawn Wings Necrozma with Shadow Claw and Moongeist Beam. Up next, we have Primal Groudon with Mudshot and Precipice Blades. Remember, you will need an Elite TM for Precipice Blades. Mega Charizard Y will be featured there with Fire Spin and Blast Burn, as well as Mega Tyranitar with Bite and Brutal Swing. The best Shadow Pokemon you could use is going to be Shadow Hydreigon with Bite and Brutal Swing, Shadow Groudon, which we've just had a raid day for with Mudshot and Precipice Blades. You could even use Shadow Salamence with Fire Fang and Brutal Swing. We haven't seen that combination in some time. You could also use Shadow Tyranitar with Bite and Brutal Swing, and we're also going to mention Shadow Heatran with Fire Spin and Magma Storm. In terms of some budget Pokemon you could use to take down these raids, Hydreigon with Bite and Brutal Swing will help, Tyranitar with Bite and Brutal Swing. Again, you could use Salamence with Fire Fang and Brutal Swing, and you definitely could use something like Groudon with Mudshot and Precipice Blades again. According to the research we've done, you will not be able to solo it, but you can definitely duo this Pokemon 100%. Try and consider using something like Party Play as well, which is going to double the damage for you in raids. And if you want to take that to the next level as well, consider using Crown Zacian's Adventure Effect, which is going to upgrade your attacks by 10% as well in these raids. Once you defeat Mega Metagross, you will get an encounter with Metagross. Like we said earlier, you will get a 1 in 10 shiny chance, but it's best to know the 100% IVs coming from these raids. In non-weather boosted weather, the hundo is going to be 2166, but in weather boosted weather, which is going to be snow and windy because of that Psychic and Steel typing, that 100% CP is going to be 2708. Counter guide done, but Mikey, how do I maximize this day? First off, undoubtedly, I want you guys to look at XP. If you're on your way to level 50, or if you're trying to push to get to level 31 so you can get access to that XL candy, please consider doing as many of these raids as possible. I'm going to give you the math breakdown very quickly. Every time you complete a mega raid, you're going to get 10,000 XP. If you do have the ticket, you're going to get an additional 5,000. Because of the XP celebration event, you're going to get an additional 3,000. But more than that, we're in the middle of the Steel Skyline event, and that bonus is going to stack. In other words, we're going to get an additional 5,000 XP. And if you do throw an excellent throw on this Pokemon, you're going to get about 25,000 XP without a lucky egg. Guys, if you have a lucky egg running, we're talking about 50,000 XP per raid. That is absolutely incredible. If you just do the free raids, if you do the math, we're talking over 250,000 XP doing free raids, because we get at least 5 free raid passes. Do not sleep on this, a huge opportunity. Pop your lucky eggs. Then tip number 2 purely surrounds candy gains. So remember guys, because Metagross is a second stage evolution Pokemon, we're gonna get 10 Beldum candy for every single catch. If you throw in a Pineapple Berry here, that's gonna double the candy to get 20. But because of the Steel Skyline event as well, you're gonna get additional candy as well as XL candy for nice throws or better. And if you want to stack this even more, consider Mega Evolving a Psychic or Steel type Pokemon in the background if you're not going to use it as part of your counter guide, or you have a big enough party to take this Pokemon down as quickly as possible. That's going to get you even more candy. Tip number 3, and this actually has nothing to do with this raid day. There are currently 3 Pokemon in the game right now which require evolution by completing raids. The first 2 are going to be Galarian Yamask as well as Hisuian Quillfish going into Overquill, as well as Runner Regis. You're going to need to complete 10 raids with these Pokemon as your buddy, and that's going to be the only way you can evolve them. But there is another Pokemon that a lot of people have forgotten if you don't have it on your Pokédex, and it's pretty difficult to do, or to get the evolution, is going to be Bisharp going into King Gambit. You have to defeat 15 Steel or Dark type Pokemon in raids. As we know, Mega Metagross is a Steel type Pokemon. Tip number 4 has to do with Shadow Claw, which is going to be the new legacy fast move on Metagross. Guys, a lot of people are wondering, why has this Pokemon got this move? And I have a big feeling it has to do with max battles. The fact that it's going to get Shadow Claw is very interesting, but why it's interesting is that it's a half a second fast move, the same thing as what it has for something like Fury Cutter, which means it has 4 different fast moves that we can use as a Dynamax attacker. This is going to be extremely useful, especially when we face something like Ghost type Pokemon or Psychic type max battle Pokemon. I believe this is a massive reason of why they have included Shadow Claw, so try and get your best Dynamax Metagross to have Shadow Claw in certain scenarios, whatever you do face. But how good is Metagross as well as Mega Metagross in Pokemon Go, especially in 2025? A good place to start is to look at the Go Battle League. As of recording this video, it's currently taking the 33rd spot in the Master League, which is very impressive with that Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, as well as Earthquake combination, and its Shadow is currently ranked just outside of the top 50. The reason why this is so good for your Master League team is that it's definitely a budget Pokemon, and because it performs so well in the Master League, especially because of that Earthquake, it can hit a lot of things like Origin Dialga. This Pokemon is an absolute staple for your Master League team because it's a lot easier to get the candy as well as XL candy for it. But how is it as a raid attacker? Let's start off in the Psychic category. Guys, Mega Metagross is going to be breaking into the top 7 or 8 currently in the game right now, and I want you to have a look at something specific, which is going to be its TDO, which means the bulk of this Pokemon. It is taking the #1 spot. It is going to be the bulkiest Pokemon in this entire category, only until Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y do get released in the game. But if we have a look in the Steel type category, it does even better. Guys, it is breaking into the top 5 in the 4th spot with Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash, which we did say is a legacy move, so you will need an elite TM. But again, the attack power on this Pokemon, the bulkiness of this Pokemon in terms of TDO is really going to serve you tremendously well. It's a good opportunity to fill out some of your raid attacking teams with Steel types or Psychic types because this Pokemon shares both types. For all the reasons we've just explained, this is one Mega Raid Day you do not want to miss at all. What we've actually done as well, and we're going to leave it as the end screen right now, we've linked everything going on in October, as well as what's happening in the Steel Skyline event right now, of how you want to take down Duraludon, really maximize this event in conjunction with something like Mega Metagross Raid Day. Check out these 2 videos if you do want to cover everything. This is Mega Metagross Raid Day with Go With Us. See you next time, baby.